Welcome back, everybody, to our next demo day session with Trinet. Trinet's been a partner now for a couple of years. I'm not going to get into all the details, but generally speaking, they're a PEO, which I think makes great sense for a lot of companies that don't want to do in-house HR, don't want to, handle the payroll pieces. And then I also think there's a great benefit in insurance in terms of being part of a much larger group. I'll let the team talk about that. Our local rep, Dave Severino, who's not on this call, is actually a CPA. So I find that, that's also very helpful. He can speak your language. He knows the things that you're dealing with. But we've been working with Dave and Tim Hansen, who's on this call, for a couple of years. And Trinet's been a great partner. They sponsored our Summer of Fun event the last 2 years at Topgolf, which has been probably our most popular event. And so we appreciate that. We appreciate their support in many ways. Dave is actually a member of our MCC committee, so he's very involved. And then I'm also happy to introduce Tanya White, I think, who's going to Tanya, are you handling the bulk of this presentation today? So I'm going to let Tanya introduce herself and start the presentation. Thanks, Tanya.
Great. Thank you, Daryl. Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. My name is Tanya White. I'm a pre-sales engineer here at Trinet. That's just going to be kind of showcasing our platform and our technology for you. Please feel free to ask any questions. I guess there's a chat or a system for that, but excited to show you what the platform looks like. Tim, did you want to say anything, or should I just figure out how to share my screen here? And
yeah, why get your screen up and running? Hi, everyone. Tim Hansen. See some familiar faces. As Daryl mentioned, we're really have a great partnership with COCPA. I'm on the partnership side of Trinet, so I work closely with Daryl and team there, and David Severino on our side. We will be out in Denver in a few weeks for some golf fun. COCPA all invited. We also have a fun event called People Force coming up in a few weeks too, the week of the 17th. So hit me in the chat if you want more information on that, or if you know Dave Severino's contact information, we can get that to you. But we're always trying to do fun and informative things for our partnerships. Find out what's going on with you, your clients, how can we help, and have some fun doing it. So look forward to seeing everyone out there in a few weeks in Denver. And from here, we'll turn over to Tanya, and I'll be on the chat. So feel free to ask any questions as we go through it. This is really just about helping you get a better sense of our technology. We'll showcase for you, but questions on our services, etc. We're glad to answer those questions today. So I'll pass over to Tanya.
Great. Thanks, Tim. So I always like to bring up this slide, and I think it might help kind of set the tone for today's call. This slide, I think, just does a really nice job of highlighting all the ways in which Trinet can support its customers. If you're familiar with other PEOs, something that is definitely something that separates us from some of the other PEOs out there is the fact that we don't really have an a la carte service model. So all of our customers will get access to all of these tools, all of this technology upfront, regardless of whether or not they're a 5-person company or a 500-person company. Everyone gets access to the same tools, the same technology. All of our technology is our own proprietary information. And the reason that's important is just because all of our technology speaks to one another. So our customers will have access to an applicant tracking system that speaks to the main Trinet platform. They'll have access to an expense tracking system, again, that makes it really easy for them to reimburse their employees through payroll. We have several accounting systems with which we have integrations already pre-built out. They'll have access to a performance management tool as well as a learning management tool, again, that speaks to the main Trinet platform. Our reporting and analytics tool, this is a tool we've invested a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into to make it really easy for our customers to pull their data. There's pre-built reports in here, but customers can also build custom reports in here. I think Daryl mentioned at the top of this call that a big benefit of partnering with a PEO is getting access to our benefits. So always like to show how an employee enrolls in benefits, what it looks like on the employee side of the platform, of course, payroll administration, and just the technology as a whole. I am going to jump right into the demo environment. Something to keep in mind, this is not a real environment. None of the information you're seeing here is real. I'm logged in as Tom Edwards. He's the CEO of our fictitious company, Ozika. As the CEO, I have an employee view and an admin manager view. It's very easy to toggle back and forth between the two different views. And something that I definitely want to highlight here on the admin side under hiring, this is where a company would come to add a new employee to the system. And this is also where they would come to add what we refer to as trusted advisor access. Potentially someone like yourself would be added here as a trusted advisor. This allows you to have your own login. And because all of our systems are permissions based, each customer, each organization can decide exactly what the different trusted advisors can and cannot have access to. Again, if our company is using an applicant tracking system, or our applicant tracking system, I should say, this is where they would access it. Let's see here, what else would interest you? Our payroll administration. Let me just kind of show you what the payroll engine looks like. Let's see here. This is our dashboard for those companies that have multiple pay groups. The system can't support that. Ozika has a biweekly and a semi-monthly pay group. It'll show you what the period start and then check date is. There's any new hires, departures, pay rate changes, all of that important data will be highlighted here. Under the charts tab, they can see what their invoice amount was over a specific date range. All of the important dates pertaining to their payroll are highlighted here for the month. Then when they're ready to process payroll, they just double click on the payroll group, takes you into the payroll grid here. You can view all employees, or you can filter to view just by your salaried or hourly employees. The grid can be set up to your individual preferences. You can edit the columns that you see on your screen here. Maybe you want department and job code in there. It can move the columns around. And once they have the grid looking the way they want it to look, they can save that view. It's really easy to add additional earnings right onto the grid. It's just a matter of selecting the earnings code. Maybe it's a commission. You could just manually enter the commission here. Or if there's multiple employees that are getting a commission or a bonus payment and you don't want to individually add it, you can also do a batch upload via CSV file with those payments. Let's see. You can preview your payroll before you submit it. We just show you what a preview looks like. So something that Trinet prides itself on is transparency. Everything is broken out for our customers down to the penny, and the preview does a really good job of showing that. So this is exactly what the preview screen would look like. It'll tally up the total invoice amount, and then it breaks out what was the net pay, the gross pay. If I had any benefits deductions, those would be highlighted here. The employee tax withholdings, and then the company contributions. If I expand the view here, I can see by each individual employee what were Glenn's tax withholdings, what was the company contributing or paying for Glenn for workers' comp, state unemployment, Trinet service fee. It's all broken out down to the penny. And I think our customers really appreciate that. It's easy to read. Our invoice does a really good job of highlighting our transparent billing as well. You can see that this is the amount that that Trinet is debiting from the customer's business banking account. And then we break out for them what portion of that was earnings, what portion of that is FICA, FUTA, SUTA taxes, Trinet service fee. We charge a flat per employee per month fee, workers' comp. So it's all a line item. That's the payroll. It's also easy to add an additional payroll. Someone needs to do that. Another area that I think might interest you is our workforce analytics tool. There's pre-built reports. Currently, I think there's around 60 pre-built reports. They're all categorized by HR reports, benefits reports, payroll and accounting reports, tax and compliance reports. And what's nice about the pre-built reports is that they can be manipulated. So if I just take the census report as an example, right from within this view, I can remove columns by just dragging and pulling them out. I can move them around. And once I have the report looking the way I want it to look, I can save that view and continue running the report in that view. That's one way to build reports. You can also come in here and just click on the Build tab. And then the system will just ask you what type of information you're looking to report on. And then it can either preload frequently used data points, or you can say you just want to create your own. And you just come in here and select the data points that you want to report on. And then all of our reports can be exported to PDF, Excel, or CSV format. Companies can also schedule reports. So if there is a specific report that needs to run every month or every week, they can come in here, identify the report. They can add any additional employees that need to have access to the report. They would just select the frequency, the time of day. And then once that report is scheduled, everyone will get an email reminder every time the report's ready to be viewed. We also have some nice dashboards in here, an executive dashboard, again, depending on the organization, but if they have different locations, they can look at their payroll costs, some of their census information, average tenure, attrition rate, retirement, benefits elections. These are already, pre-built. And then we can also build custom dashboards. These are just some examples. And again, even within, so if a client of yours wanted to give you access to, let's say, the workforce analytics tool, they can set specific permissions on what reports you can have access to. So all of our customers can get very specific to everyone's access and permissions. All right, so that's on the administrator side. Maybe I'll just quickly show you a couple things over here on the employee side. So from an employee's perspective, this is their dashboard. They can see how much time off they have, easily if they're eligible for benefits. Each employee can set up to 5 different direct deposit accounts, which is nice. They can come in here and edit it themselves at any time. Same thing goes for their tax withholdings. If someone needs to make changes to their W-4 in the middle of the year, they can do that. This is where an employee would access our expense reporting tool, which I can just quickly peek into here for you. They have the ability to either add expenses manually or link a corporate or personal credit card. They can customize the categories that are here. These are just what I have in my demo environment. There's also a mobile version of this from which employees can take pictures of their receipts and attach them to expenses. They can add expenses to specific clients or projects, saying whether it's billable or non-billable. And this tool integrates with NetSuite and QuickBooks Online. So that integration is there as well. And again, once reports have been approved, with, it's easily to either reimburse the employees through payroll or via direct deposit in here. I want to be cognizant of time. How much time do we have? Is it till 11:40 or 11:50?
Yeah, so 10:50 Mountain Time.
Okay, 10:50. Got it. I'm done. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I highlighted some of the areas that I think would potentially be of most interest, but just kind of coming back to this game plan here, I'm happy to show you maybe what benefits would look like for employees. Any tile here that jumps out at anyone that they maybe would be interested in taking a look at? The marketplace, this is like a large company Groupon. Might not be a reason to join Trinet, but it's a nice perk for the employees. They can get access to different discounts, cell phone carriers, hotels, gym memberships, that type of thing. Oh, maybe the integration center. Let me see. So these are the accounting systems with which we have integrations already pre-built. Any other accounting systems, we would just map the customer's Trinet accounts to their own accounting system, and it would be a simple download, upload. We also integrate with Bamboo HR, Ramp, Greenhouse Recruiting. We can support single sign-on for Google, Microsoft, Okta, One Login, as well as identity management. And then we also have an integration for Carta for equity management and Lattice for performance management. Let's see. Let me jump over to the employee side and show a couple more things over here. So our 401k is through Empower, formerly Mass Mutual. So right here on the screen is where it would show the employee what they're contributing towards their 401k. This will single sign them onto the Empower website. Again, everything is accessed through the main Trinet platform. There's no need for multiple logins or passwords. Again, on the overview page, employees can see all their check details, their pay history. They also have the ability to pull a total compensation statement. This is something that our customers really like because it just breaks out exactly what the company is contributing to an employee's benefits, as well as what the employee is contributing. And it just paints a nice picture of what their total comp is. Let me just show you our benefit enrollment tool. So depending on where employees are located, they might see a variety of different plans that they'll have access to. And we actually recently rolled out a partnership with a third party called Healthy. This is a really nice tool because Healthy uses AI to help the individual employees navigate the choice of selecting the right medical, dental, vision benefits for them and their families. It takes into consideration the employee's date of birth, their dependents information, their providers and how often they maybe see specific providers. If the employee has any upcoming med or expected medical events happening that they know of, they can choose to add those in as well. And then based off of all that information, Healthy will make a recommendation on which of the available plans would be the best fit for this particular individual. You can see in this example, the employee had 13 different plans to choose from, and Healthy lists them in order of highest compatibility rating all the way down to lowest, showing the top 3 plans on one screen. It gives a nice cost breakdown of what the per pay period cost differences are. It compares their deductible and out-of-pocket maximum differences. It shows their estimated yearly cost ranges, and then it even gives like a worst case scenario, what would your maximum expenses be, and best case scenario. And from within this tool, the employee can also get additional information on all of the available plans or additional plan details. So this is a nice tool that has been really well received. And Healthy can make this recommendation not just for medical, but also for dental and vision options. And other benefits that our customers, employees will have access to are also health savings account, flexible spending. That's both dependent care FSA as well as health FSA. They'll have access to some life and disability options, voluntary benefits. And as the employee goes through the enrollment tool, this cart here will update in real time, letting them know exactly what's going to be coming out of their paycheck or pay period. So very easy. I know we have about 7 minutes left. I want to just give the opportunity for either Tim to tell me what else maybe I should highlight, if there's anything you feel like I missed, or if there's anything that, if there's any questions, happy to answer them.
Yeah, we would be curious to hear if you or your clients are using Trinet or another PO. Who are you using? Tim's trying to get some feedback in the chat.
If I come on camera, I'll get better feedback.
Maybe.
Anyone out there, just in terms of the technology, and Tanya's, walking you through really the kind of the high level of onboarding and the features there to kind of have that all-in-one piece built in. How does this look to everybody compared to maybe some other tools you've seen out there? Maybe your client has used another professional employer organization PEO. Okay.
Well, I mean, this is you guys are you have everything. Like I don't see any gaps. Oh, there's
VCUs. Okay.
they are hard to exit.
Desired.
I don't know. Can you touch on that, Tim?
Sure thing. Yeah, Tanya, thanks for the question. So the tech looks easy to use. That's thanks for the feedback. It's a proprietary text, a tech that we've developed. That's really what Trinet, part of the Trinet is. It's the payroll, the technology and human resources / benefits. So that originally that's our focus. So thanks for that. and then had something about recommending POs to my clients because they're hard to exit. That's a common question and concern. Even think about onboarding onto a PEO. I can't really speak to other PEOs for Trinet. We understand the life cycle of the client's going to vary. We tend to have a longer iteration of engagement just because how our models built a little differently than other PEOs. So before someone does onboard, and Dave Severino's an expert at this. He's going to go in and do a full evaluation to make sure this is a good fit. Not only talking about, let's say, the gaps in service, or if it's whatever the call to action is. My benefits are out of whack, or I'm trying to scale. I'm using a web of services. I have a payroll provider. I got a benefit person, workers' comp, and I've got like 3 or 4 other tools out there for my HR needs. Especially 15 to 20 clients. So I don't think it's easy to really onboard or offboard. We try to make it easy at Trinet. So for us, our onboarding process is we have an entire team focused on that. And the same thing when someone has to move off. We have had in the PEO space probably the most exits of the last 5 years in terms of valuations hitting $1 billion, exiting, going public, and also acquisitions. So in our tech life science space, that's a common occurrence. So we do a lot of work on the front end to make it a soft landing as possible. And then because of how we bill and the transparency on that, we help clients do move on, and that's the case. So glad to talk to you more about that if you feel one of your clients a lot of more upside to be PEO, especially with how Trinet does it. But love to have you to kind of kick the tires, get a feel for it, and discuss it with you. My pleasure, Tanya. Thanks for the question.
And anybody else? We're right at 10:48. I would guess any sort of payroll PEO type system, if you were deciding to leave, has so many tentacles that there are some definite challenges if you do decide to go that way. Hopefully, Tim's going to make it so awesome, Tim and Dave, that you'll never want to leave. That's what we're hoping for. But I could see how that could be a challenge.
Absolutely.